day, folks, and welcome to review number 15. Today we're going to be departing the Transformers world and delving into another form of toy collecting I've been into. Today we're going to look at the Busou Shinki Strarf Mark II Lavina full arms package. Now you may have noticed there's a slight change of venue for this review. Typically I film these reviews in about 15 or 20 minutes during my lunch break at work, mainly because my desk offers a very good light source to film. Unfortunately, with the complexity of the Busou Shinki toys, I didn't feel comfortable taking this whole set to work. So, I am filming this review here at home in my home theater room. So, what is Busou Shinki, you may be asking? The toys are 6-inch tall, very posable action figures produced by Konami, a Japanese toy and game company. People here in the US are probably most familiar with Konami's video games. The Busou Shinki figures are based on an online game called Battle Rondo, which entailed training these robotic warriors to fight each other. One of the unique aspects of these figures is that they are supposed to be a 1-to-1 scale representation, as the Busou Shinki in the game are small robots themselves. The body system used is referred to as MMS, or Multi-Movable System. The toy line also features the armored suits the Busou Shinki wear into battle. In fact, the name Busou Shinki literally means Armament God Princess. I discovered these figures while reading through the webcomics on the TFW2005 boards. In particular, this one, Arnval, caught my eye. You have a fighting robot designed to be a technological interpretation of an angel, with aircraft wings instead of feathers. What about that doesn't sound cool? But enough with the history. On to the figure review. Lavina comes packaged in what has become the standard packaging for modern Busou Shinki figures. This package displays the figure and many of the parts through a clear plastic window on the front. There is also artwork on the front showing some of the inspiration for the figure. Older figure packaging used to include a cardboard flap to cover the front window. However, that has been removed starting around the introduction of the MMS-3 style bodies. The back of the packaging has a larger, more complete version of the image on the front, displaying Lavina in one of her many armored-up modes. The right side of the package has some actual toy images in some of the different configurations possible. The left side again features the Lavina artwork. As I purchased Lavina through a pre-order from AmiAmi, it also comes with an art card which I can best describe as a bookmark. Since print is dead and digital media is the way of the future, I really don't see much use for these. So here we have Lavina herself. The head sculpt does a good job of invoking the original Strarf figure, but is still unique. I really like the paint application for this figure. Many of the newer Busou Shinki have less paint applications to the body, giving them a look of wearing less clothing. Lavina goes against this trend by having a very detailed paint application, giving her the look of wearing a school uniform or business attire. As a comparison, here is Lavina next to the original Strarf figure. The newer mold seems to be less stylized than the original, with somewhat more realistic proportions. Personally, I like the more artistic look of the original, but for a Lavina, this mold works. There is also a version of the Mark II mold in Strarf colors, but besides being extremely expensive, I don't think the aesthetic lives up to the stylized image I have for Strarf. One of the funnest aspects of the Busou Shinki line is assembling the armor. It's almost like putting together a model kit, without having to trim the parts off of a sprue or apply glue or paint. The instructions give you some suggested armor configurations, but there are so many different options, it really is up to the individual how you want to install the parts. Almost all of the parts use the same size of peg, so you can put the parts wherever you feel like. You can stay close to the suggested configuration, or go completely nuts. Lavina's set even includes a vehicle configuration where you leave out the MMS body entirely. In the end, there's no right or wrong way to put together your Busou Shinki, as long as you like the end result. So here's Lavina in one of her many armor configurations. She is definitely impressive. The armor has multiple articulation points in the ankles, knees, hands, elbows. It is just extremely articulated. And this is just one armor configuration. The instructions include options for a light armor and medium armor configuration as well. And one of the great things about this toy is that if you don't like it one way, you can always try another. As I mentioned in the introduction, this is the full arms package of Lavina, meaning there's additional weapons that weren't included in the original release of Lavina. This gives you even more options for customization of your figure. Here's another comparison to the original Strarf. While I like the original Strarf body better, there is no comparison with the armor mode. The Mark II armor will run circles around the original armor. The articulation is infinitely better, the additional armor modes are great, and the new armor just looks that much more badass. I would love to have an original Strarf in a Mark II armor setup, if I didn't have to detach and sell my own arms and legs to get them. The Strarf Mark II Lavina is a great addition to any Busou Shinki collection. It's also a great mold to get you started on this line of toys as well. This figure represents some of the best that Busou Shinki has to offer. An artistic take on the humanoid figure, very articulated armor sets, and tons of options to customize your piece. Unfortunately, as has become the trend with Busou Shinki collecting, if you didn't get in on the pre-order, you may be spending a lot of money on the aftermarket. If you can find Lavina at a good price, I would definitely recommend picking her up.